Parasites. Parasite resistance as a veterinarian is one of the, scary makes me sound like a wimp, but one of the scariest things that we're dealing with in production medicine or in production livestock would be parasite resistance, because there's been not a new class of dewormer in 20 years. Okay, so for years we've used a lot of porons and cheap porons and generic porons, and across the board, especially with some of the generic porons, you start to deal with you might only get 80% or 90% of those parasites, which then leads, you have 10% of those parasites that are still in the gut that are being shed out the back that are now resistant. Now it's a whole lot more complicated than that, but in simple terms, that's kind of what's going on. So by something that all of the parasitologists and all the universities now are talking about is something called concomitant therapy. And that means using 2 classes of dewormers at the same time. So basically, like what we're doing here today is we're going to pour them with Epronix, which is a macrocyclic lactone like ivermectin, and then we're going to give them a white wormer called, the product that Stacy sells is Synanthic, and by using both of those at the same time, we're getting as close to 100% kill rate as we possibly can. Okay, so by doing that, you're only shedding parasites. You're only shedding a very small number of parasites in the pasture that are considered resistant. Now, to take that a step further, every year, if you're only having 1% resistance over time, that's still going to add up. So to take that one step forward, you're going to do 2 classes of dewormer at the same time, but you're going to try and cut back on numbers and only deworm 90% of the herd. So the best 10% of your cows, it's best to just leave them untreated. So do some type of ivermectin and some type of white wormer at the same time, but only do 90%. The ones that I like to do, if you got a heifer, she needs to be dewormed. If you got an old thin cow, she needs to be dewormed. But those best cows, those ones that are, body condition scores 6, 7s, 9s, like I see all the time, leave them alone. They don't need it. But so 90% of the herd, but doing 2 classes at the same time. I know that's kind of a new idea. Does anybody got any questions on that?